Hello friends, welcome to Krishna's tutorial. I have started a new channel called Krishna's tutorial. In this channel I will be posting videos on cloud, Linux and other technologies. So kindly subscribe to my new channel and support me. So in this video I am going to show how to create a new instance in AWS. To create a new instance in AWS you need to have a AWS account. I have created a new trial account, so in this I don't have any instance launched. So now we can see how to launch a new instance. So I'm going to create a new instance in Mumbai region. First click launch instances. So in this you can select your AMI, that is Amazon Machine Image. In your local machine you will be using your ISO image to launch a machine. So in this AWS environment we need to use the Amazon Machine Image. Based on your requirement you can use the AMI. So you can find the many images. So you can see the free tier eligible images which is Amazon Linux 2. There are other images which will cost you, which is Mac OS, and you can see the other images like Red Hat, SUSE Linux, Ubuntu Server and Microsoft Windows. I am going to select the Amazon Linux 2 free image. So it's a free tier eligible. There is two kernel version available, which is the 5.10, which is the latest one, and we also have the old one which is the 4.14 version. So I'm going to choose the 5.10, which is the latest one. So in the next step you need to select the instance type. So based on your requirement you can select the instance type. So the free tier eligible is only T2 micro alone. So other instance type will cost. I'm going to select the T2 micro, which is the free tier eligible. So we can give next. So next one is the configure instance. So you can give the number of instances to be launched. If you need more than one instances, you can give the number of instances here. I'm going to launch only one instance. If you want the spot instances, you can select this option. I'm not going to create it as spot instance, so we can skip that option. The next one you can choose the network. So I'm going to use the default VPC for this. If you want to create a new VPC, you can create this using this option. So create VPC, and you can give the name for it and select the IPv4 CIDR block, IPv6 CIDR block. So using this you can create a new VPC and select it during the VM creation. So the subnet you can choose the 1A. So subnet 2 you can create on your own using this create option. So you can select the VPC ID and select the new subnet here and give the IPv4 CIDR based on your requirement. So this auto assign a public IP, this will assign a public IP for your instance. So if you disable it, you won't be able to access the machine because you won't have any public IP. So I'm going to enable this. So if you are going to set up the elastic IP, you can skip this option. Just disable this and you can allocate the elastic IP for this instance. So I'm going to enable this. So going to use the dynamic public IP address for this instance. So whenever you reboot this virtual machine, the different IP will be assigned to this instance. If you want the static public IP address, you need to go for the elastic IP address. So we can see that in another video. So next step is the hostname type. I'm not going to change anything. So DNS hostname is enabled. If you want to give any IAM role for this instance, you can give it, but I'm not going to assign any role. So to enable the termination protection, you can tick this protect against accidental termination. This will prevent from terminating this instance accidentally. So if you enable this option, even if you click the terminate option, the instance won't be terminated. So if you want to terminate this instance, you need to disable this option and then terminate. So next step, you can give the network interfaces. So if you want the secondary IP, you can add it here. I'm not going to add any secondary IP. So the network interface will be attached automatically. So you can go for the storage option. So by default it is only given 8 GB, so I'm going to give 20 GB for this VM. So the root volume will have 20 GB, and if you want the additional disk, you can add this new volume and give the size for this new volume. If you add this new volume, new EBS volume will be attached to this, so I'm going to remove this now. So just increase this root volume to 20 GB and give next. So to give the name for this VM, add the key as name and the value as test VM. So I given the name for this instance. Now click next. So next we need to configure the security group. So by default the SSH is enabled. So if you want any other ports to be opened, you can open it here and you can just name it here. I'm going to give the test VM name for the security group and click review and launch. So you can just review whatever settings you have given. Now click launch. So while creating, you need to create a key pair for this. So there is no existing key pair, so I'm going to create a new key pair. So click create a new key pair and you can give the name for the key pair. So click download key pair and save this file. So this key pair will help you to log into this instance. So we can click launch instances. So now the instance is launched and you can click this and see the status of this new VM. Now the instance state is pending, so it is creating. Meanwhile, we can convert this PEM key into PPK file to access this VM. For accessing this Linux VM, we need to have the PPK file. So to generate the PPK file, you need the puttygen tool. So you can download the puttygen from putty site. I will give this link in the description so you can download this package. So just scroll down, you can see the puttygen package. So here's the puttygen.exe. So download the 64-bit version. Give save file. Now I'm going to open this. Using this putty key generator, you can generate the PPK file. Now click load and select the downloaded file. So click all files here and you need to select this test VM. So now it is successfully imported. Now we need to save this private key file. So save private key file. If you want to protect this key with the password, you can give the key passphrase here. So this is used to set the password for this key. If you don't need, you can leave it empty. Now I'm going to give the save private key and click yes. So I'm going to give the name as test VM. Now click save. So now the PPK file is saved now. Now we can just check the instance status. Now it is running. So the status checks are fine. So you can see both the system status check, instance status check is fine. So we can log in using this public IP. Now copy this IP and open the putty. You can download the putty.exe from this link. So I'm going to open putty and paste this public IP address, and in this SSH you can select this SSH option and then auth and browse and select the PPK file. Now click open. Now accept this, and the default user for this Amazon Linux is EC2 user, so you can use the default user to log in. Now you can see we have successfully logged into this VM. Now give sudo su to get the root privilege. So now we have logged in as root, so we can just check the OS release version and you can see the Amazon Linux 2, and to check the kernel version you can give the uname-a and you can see the kernel version. So in this video we saw how to launch a new instance in AWS. So we can see more about the AWS in the coming videos. Kindly subscribe to my channel and keep supporting me. Thank you.